Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Okena, your friendly model axolotl, and Vapor, you are quick, redeeming first. Very nice, very nice. How have you been, Vapor? Hope you've been well. The weather here has been so hot recently. It's just cooled down, but earlier today it was sweltering. It's simply too hot. Yo, Kuva, welcome. Thought that second just woke up. Oh, good morning, Vapor. Hope you have a lovely morning, and I'm thankful that you decided to tune in so early. What's sweltering? The weather. It's so hot. The weather recently, it's too hot. I can't stand it. I'm melting, Vapor. The weather is not axolotl friendly. Nighttime isn't as bad, but in the daytime, lol, I meant what temp? It's currently nighttime. It's currently 9 p.m. for me, and it's 27 degrees Celsius. In the daytime, I think it was 33. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's so bad. I've had 3 showers today and I'm already craving a fourth. The humidity is no joke. Yeah, it's so humid as well. It's hot and humid. It's just an awful combination. Cold shower is my savior this season. It was cool during the monsoon period, but now too hot. It's too hot. And I know the rest of Southeast Asia is probably hotter right now, but it's yesterday was 38. Oh, that's not good either. That's not good either. Worse even after the recent cold spell because we know what we could have. Yeah. That's the most tragic part. That's the most tragic part about this. Is that we had cool weather for a while and then it was cruelly ripped from us. Fever temperatures, take care. Yeah, take care, Vapor. 38 is yikes. 38 is temperatures that I do not want to experience, but we will likely experience later this year. We're still in March, so it hasn't quite hit that. It hasn't quite hit the summer temperature. But man, it's so bad. I sometimes just crave swimming in cold water. You ever get that? Sometimes I want to unironically just take the ice bucket challenge. It's so hot. Yeah. It's... I know, complaining about the weather, very Singaporean thing of me to do. And for people who live in temperate climates, you might not get it because you're like, oh, you're so lucky to live on a tropical island. No, I wish to be cold. I'd rather be cold than hot because if I'm cold, see, Chad, you can put on extra layers. When you're hot, you just want... What are you gonna do? Take off your skin? You can't do that. So you just suffer and take, like, 5 showers a day. Oh, we've been hit by ads. But I'm just yapping, so it's fine. Today, I played a new board game with a few friends. Some of them you might have seen in chat before. But, yeah, my mods... One of my mods, anyway. We played a board game called Oath. It's like Dungeons and Dragons meets... like... not Hunger Games, Game of Thrones. Because it's this political tabletop RPG that took us 30 minutes to learn, and so long. We were playing for, I think, 2 to 3 hours, and that genuinely sounds so cool. It is very cool, and because my friend had the Kickstarter version, it had the nice metal coins and the epoxy pieces rather than just cardboard. So it was very tactile, very cool to hold. But wow, it was so difficult to learn. It's one of those games. Is it like a months-long thing like D&D? Not necessarily, but it is best played with a consistent party of people, because one round can take several hours, just like a D&D campaign, and the world builds with each win. Like with each game, the world changes because the winning like tribe, the victor, gets to keep all their stuff in the next round, you see. And based on how the winner played, and based on how the different players use different like themes, the deck changes too. So it's extremely cool. It builds. It's such a cool game, but it's so tedious to learn because there are so many moving parts. So it's really a hardcore tabletop game rather than like something. I was gonna say Monopoly, because Monopoly is one of those games that I guess to the uninitiated seem pretty hardcore, but to board game enthusiasts, Monopoly is pretty easy and straightforward because it's just go around board, collect properties, build properties, pay rent, you know? So the objective is pretty straightforward, but it's like that on steroids, you know? Monopoly can be picked up in like 5 minutes exactly. But Monopoly games can last hours. Trust me, I've had like an overnight Monopoly game because we had a sleepover and we played Monopoly. Granted, we weren't fully into the Monopoly, we were also yapping, we were talking. But that game lasted so long. But Monopoly is still very beginner friendly. Oath is not. I'll say that. Did anyone manage to win? Yes, my friend won. Hello, thank you for the follow. How do I pronounce your name? Ed? Okay. Hi Ed, thank you for the follow. I'm Okana, your friendly model axolotl. Today we've been yapping. I'll get into the game. I'll get into the game, I promise. But we've been yapping about, oh, ACR redeemed third. Thank you for the check-in. Yes, everyone's checking in. You guys get to collect little potions. The potions don't do anything, but they are bragging rights for how many streams you've attended. So that's your... I got soup! I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait, you got soup? Mushroom soup! Potion of mushroom soup! Potion of rehydration. Ed, yes. Please hydrate. Was busy doing Monster Hunter Freedom. That's why I forgot to check in Amnesia Potion. Ooh. I'll be honest, chat. When I made the list of potions, that is the pool that you guys can pull from, the gacha pool, I've since forgot That's good for me considering I consistently go days without having anything to drink besides medication. No, please, please, please drink water. Roma Kent 216, thank you for the follow. Wow, we got a lot of new people recently. I think it was this one. That's my save file. Roma, hello! Thank you for checking in. Potion of muscle regen. I love Ace Attorney. I'm really enjoying Ace Attorney. This is my first playthrough, so at certain times I do need chat to backseat me if I'm like really stuck, but generally I think I've been doing pretty well. Feel fine. Should I be concerned I've survived this long? You should be grateful you've survived this long and do better. Where were we going again? I think we're going to Edgeworth's office, right? Where have you left off? We're currently in episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. We just last stream, what did we do? We looked at the evidence room, yes, and we found bloodstains. And now we are heading back to Edgeworth's office to question him. What? Bellboy. What was his voice, chat? I haven't voiced him in several episodes. Guess what comes with defeat? Oh no. Ah, guess! My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? Yo, Axeletti, thank you for checking in. Welcome. Going out but didn't want to mess up my showing up streak. Aw, thank you. Thank you for checking in. Hope you have a nice day out. Gotta go though, bye. Okay, take care. Thank you for dropping in. Emma. There, standing by the window. A teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth! I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. We have questions for you, Edgeworth. We have questions. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Hiding evidence, don't Phoenix hide evidence last minute though. What? Us? Hiding evidence? Never. Why? I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Cool. Can we show him something? Did we have a thing? I know we had something. I forgot, guys. I forgot. I know we were supposed to show him something. It's... I know we got it. I know we got it. Is it the ID? Or is it the... Oh, it was this! ID card record. Yes. Yes, because his ID was on there. Oh, right. I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Show him Phoenix laugh. I want to. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that is true. But why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. Oh, this is a frame job! Oh, he getting framed. Gant is the bad guy. I called it. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it in here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make note of it. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver added to the court record. Yippee! Okay. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. What about this? Actually, no. We should show him the murder weapon because it was the SL9 incident, right? So we should ask him about that. Oh, why did the music stop? Are Phoenix and Edgeworth co-workers? Worse, they are childhood friends to rivals, Kuva. So, the latter. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Oh, this. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Do I talk to him? Yep. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time. Gant! Damon Gant, chat! The dots, they're connecting. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? Me too. But in truth, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't. Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course! Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints! It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Yo, new tool set. Well, let's get going! One last investigation! Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Yo, wait, hold on. Before we do that, chat, Yo, we have 3 pages of evidence now? We are swimming in evidence. Let's examine this, shall we? Can we? Can't use the fingerprint duster. Cool. There goes that. Nope. So can I... Okay, I can spray there, but... Okay, I can't... Okay, cool. Fingerprint. Aluminum powder. Cool. We can't do anything with that right now, I guess. We should go to the evidence room then. Police department. Turned up a suspicious handprint. Here! In this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Yippee! Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different fingerprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger! Thumb. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder. Aluminum, yeah, not aluminium. We're doing American. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With Enter. See? Cool. Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know! Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake, see? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to. Enter and E? Okay, cool. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. What happened to my Emma's voice, by the way? Why is she like this? Love the in-world tutorial, but Phoenix sounds so dumb. I love him. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. There's my Emma voice. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. Yo. How thick are we supposed to go here? And then E? Aha! You did it! You found one! I keep changing Emma's voice. It's gonna change, chat. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. There's my Emma voice. It took a while, chat, but I got it. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. It's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. There's a print here. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Here. Just dust. Doesn't look like anything. Oh, yo! That's cool. Is that not enough? Do we need more? Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling! Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? It's Gumshoe. It's Gumshoe. Yo, this is so cool. Mike Meekins, his first name is Mike. It's gonna be Gumshoe, right? Yeah. Yo. Match found. Aha! So these fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably what I was thinking. So what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yeah. It's here, right? It's somewhere here. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right. There was a handprint here. Okay. Wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Check for... Why would I leave it? Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Is there fingerprints that I can't see? Is there supposed to be a print here that I can't see? Because it was prints that weren't wiped away, right? Oh! Cool! Oh yeah, because there was no blood. Sure. Fine. Partial prints. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it does look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Here? Here? Am I missing something, chat? I'm clicking. Oh! Sure. It's really not obvious on my screen. I thought we weren't supposed to do the ones with blood because they got wiped away. Is that it? No. No. Oh, that's Jake. I think so. Hey, these fingerprints, Whose are they? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? I knew it. He was sus. I knew it. I knew it, chat. I knew it. Ooh, we've been hit by an ad. Oh, we're back. Sorry, guys. I was too locked in. But since we were hit by an ad, everyone, you should drink some water. Please hydrate. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Or is he, Emma? Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprint on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. To be continued? No, we are continuing. Save? Yes. February 24, 9:41 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. Oh, this is Lana. Oh, what's Lana's voice? I forgot, chat. Oh, what is Lana's voice? And the different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But, Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, as I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky? We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. We're not declaring this evidence yet? Okay. Do you understand what this... You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to have to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Oh no. 10 a.m. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as a prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Oh wait, chat, I just remembered. No, I just remembered. We could have asked Edgeworth about the blood in his office. I just remembered. No. But I don't want to redo it. Maybe we'll get another chance. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Judge, you're not allowed to say that. Oh boy, things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, it's Meekins! Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. That's not your occupation. Oh, gosh. Oh, Meekins. Meekins, no. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to have... Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions a doubt can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins? Yes, sir? Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. Oh, Meekins! Oh, no! Oh, oh Meekins. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. uh, Crime reports. Meekins, don't incriminate yourself. Meekins, please. Meekins, please. Please don't say something that will incriminate yourself. I don't want you to go to jail, Meekins. Not for a crime you didn't do. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So, the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see, then. You fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. How am I going to... What I need here is more info to work with. Yeah. I... Not my normal duty. I'll just press him, man. What's your normal duty? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Yikes! Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badgers, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. Okay. So tell me more. Tell me more. You're not giving me nearly enough information to work with. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Yes. There it is! I found it! This is the one right here! Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 4989596! That's my number, sir! I see. Huh? But the number 4989596... is shown being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir! That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay, okay. He's giving us some useful information. Trained to do suddenly attack. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into, Phoenix. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life. Then I did it. Okay, that we know that part. Tell me, you did what? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Oh, Meekins. Meekins. I, see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! Okay. Passed out. Who woke you up, Meekins? About what time did you regain consciousness? That's also a good question, Phoenix. No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. Chief Gant can't be trusted, Meekins. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. It's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if that was such a tape. And I was told it had been mistakenly erased. It's fake, Edgeworth, it's fake. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh man. Okay, so this is 514. We can't see his face. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. We can't see his face. Oh, Meekins. No. Also, why is it here? Why is the... Oh, that's so convenient. Oh, that's awful. Blue Badger, why? Blue Badger, stop obstructing justice. Okay, now it's 5:15. Huh? That's not right. That's not right. Where's the blood? Where did the other person go? That's so suspicious. Look at Edgeworth. Look at his face. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stored within us? What the hell was that wiggly piece of plywood? They look like they're about to physically set fire to the mascot. I want to set fire to that mascot. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised? This isn't going smoothly. Great. Wow, that's just so useful. Yes. Well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. What? Why? Okay, so it's obviously not Goodman, right? Because they're doing all this thing to cover his face. The Blue Badger. Oh, I want to set that mascot on fire. Oh, it covered all the important parts. How convenient. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, He opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Okay. What's this about a fingerprint? Wrong voice, sorry. Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Yep, cool. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. No, wait, he faked. It's a fake Goodman. That's not Detective Goodman. Hear me out. Hear me out, Judge. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradiction. That's where I have to start. Okay, cool. Do we have his previous... Do we have previous court records? Okay. Not sure, chat. We're gonna get hit by ads soon. I don't know, chat. How do I press him? Because you were there, Meekins. You were there. How do you know? But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. Okay, cool. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it, since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stance as disturbing or... Meekins? Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now, please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. I mean, he opened the locker. Okay. Did you not see his face? Can you not see his face? Did you see his face? Yeah, tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? Okay, we've been hit by ads. We'll pause here. I need a drink break. I need some water. I also have some honey lemon drink. which will hopefully help with my throat. Okay, so if that wasn't Detective Goodman, it has to be someone else, right? Because there's all these clues that point to it not being Detective Goodman. Like Meekins had never met Goodman before. And supposedly Goodman, when asked to show his ID, pointed a knife at Meekins. Ads have ended. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know. I don't know, chat. So if that wasn't Goodman, it's probably someone else. I think it might be what's his face? The cowboy guy. Jake Marshall. Maybe, because his fingerprint was found on the locker, which means he got injured at some point. You get a look at the face of the man who attacked you with a knife. Sir, if I believe it would be classified as the latter. The latter? Classified as seen or not seen, it would be the latter? I'm sorry? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look of his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see. Meekins! Why? Meekins, please, you're killing me here. Oh, Meekins, why? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. You better get ready to retire, Meekins. I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on about that, Meekins. I don't think you want to bet your badge on that. No question. How can you be so confident? How can you be so confident? Locker opened is unquestionably. Yeah, that's his locker, so it must be him. That's not sound logic. That's not sound logic. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, if it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. And it was his hand, oh. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes. You have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Hold on, let me check. Besides the fact that we can't see his face? I mean, we did see a glove, right? Did we see a glove? Is he... So he walked by with no glove. And then... The glove fell. The glove fell. How did he take out the glove so swiftly? Beats me. But there is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Shut up, Edgeworth. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Mary Phoenix. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. Okay. I don't know. It's the glove, probably. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. To point out a problem in the video. Okay na. Pika fell. Hello! Long time no see. Long time no see, but nice to have you back. Hi, yes, hi. We're playing Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We need to present our evidence. Your emotes are so cute! It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? That's what I want to know. That's the biggest question in Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where's the contradiction? Okay, cool. Rewind. Pause. Fast forward. What are these buttons? Okay. Hold on. The SL9 incident. Actually, wait. Hold on, wait. Did it light up? Can I go back further? Okay. It's lit up. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins? Sir, do you mean me, sir? Of course we mean you. As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Yeah, it's the glove. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. It opens. The light turns on, and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. It's the glove. The glove was probably... because he opens it and the glove falls out. Oh, so... okay. My previous suspicion was wrong. The glove doesn't have the fake fingerprints. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker... Let's rewind to a little earlier. That's what I did. Also, why is the security camera so low? Shouldn't it be on the ceiling? Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! What was that face? Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker was unlocked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, the sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? I'm a novice too. Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? It's the glove. It's the glove, Phoenix. It's the glove. Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, the glove. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker was unlocked. Mr. Wright, please point pause for this. Yeah. Let's go. Can I go frame by frame? Nope. Glove. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Please. Yeah, glove fell out. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, that's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? A sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? How many times are we gonna watch this clip? They're really milking it. To be fair, when the game first came out, this would have been very impressive to see. Yes. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. Just like my tie. What? 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical current. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the door? It's the glove. It's a glove. It's a rubber glove. It's an extremely thin rubber glove. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. Oh, nothing to say, Edgeworth? The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, order, order. So we are to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Oh, it's definitely the other guy. It's Mitchell, because he's been using his knife to shave. I kept looking at this area. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. What? Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well. Begin your testimony. Mystery Man, Part 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. I'm sorry if my mic picked that up. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Yeah, we know, the ID record. An ID record, I see. Excuse me, chat, I need to drink. I have the ID record right here, Your Honor. Yep, so do I. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal here, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Aquis, hello! Thank you for the lurk. Don't forget to check in to collect your potion. Cross-examination. I need water. Meekins' voice is really hard to do. It's grating on my throat. I thought he was gonna be a one-off haha silly character. Why is he a key witness? One must use their ID card. Can I present the... It doesn't say item lost. Can we present the fact that I have his ID? Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. Nuh-uh. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. I was gonna present that. I was gonna present that. Judge voice so low, so hard to do. Lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows. Thank you for the hydrate, Kuba. Thank you. I am hydrate. Please take care of your voice. Thank you. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order, order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order, order, order! Does the prosecution have a response? Do you? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What is he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. Oh, he's trying to get Lana Sky, arrested because if this is fake, that means the parking garage one is real and Lana did it. Well, I won't stand for it, Edgeworth. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. I can soul read you. I can soul read you, Edgeworth. I know what you're gonna say. I already said it. We're gonna get hit with an ad. So we're gonna take a little break soon, but... Well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. We've been hit by an ad, so time to stretch, everyone. Time to stretch. If you're lurking and you're doing work, stretch. Save your work and stretch, and also hydrate. No dehydrated people in my chat. Remember to stretch. Stretch. I'm gonna stretch. It might make my model glitch out a little. I mean, I'm sure Lana didn't do it. She doesn't seem like she did it. How are we gonna get out of this one? Okay, so missed the last Ace Attorney stream. Who's Lana? Lana is Emma's older sister, and our dead mentor, Mia's old schoolmate, which is how Lana came to seek legal advice from us, because Mia recommended us, or rather Mia and Lana went to law school together, and when Lana was accused of murder, Emma came to us. Well, she came to look for Mia, but Mia's dead, and we inherited her law firm, because that's apparently how inheritance works in this universe. So because of that, we have Emma as our partner standing in for Maya, who is currently on a spirituality retreat to gain her psychic powers. Yes, you heard me right. The lore of this goes deep, Kuva. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? It's Jake Marshall, I think. Is his name Jake? He seems like a Jake. I could be completely wrong. I think that's Marshall, because in one of his animations, oh, I almost knocked over my water. In one of his animations, Marshall like shaves his face with a hunting knife, and I think that's a hint. That's a hint, chat. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... Oh yeah, Lana is also the chief prosecutor, so she is Edgeworth's co-worker. What am I supposed to do? Object, obviously. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proved one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Okay. What's going on here, man? However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This might be my chance! Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Oh. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name. Oh, this is Edgeworth. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? Yo, we get choices? It has to be Jake Marshall. Oh, it is! It is! It is! And he's wearing a hood, which means he could have the same haircut as Goodman, right? I think, yeah, we go for Jake, right? Thinks he's a cowboy is a wild thing to end his character bio off. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. That's what you're supposed to declare evidence. Phoenix! Wasn't Emma alluding to Jake too? Yeah. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. This is Lana. Kuva, this is Lana here. Oh, I need to do Lana's voice. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Gman85, thank you for the follow! Hello there, partners. Hello! I'm Okena, your friendly immortal axolotl. It's nice to have you in stream. We're currently playing Phoenix Wright, and I'm enjoying myself, but the voices are taking a bit of a toll. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, come on. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh, you mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Yeah, this is a frame job to get rid of all the witnesses. Let's all shave with knives together. I love Jake. Yeah. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana! That's over with! No! Emma, wait! She ran away. Kansu! Thank you for checking in. You got mushroom soup. Hello, welcome. Newcomers, please check in. You can get cool potions. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. 2 of us got mushroom soup today. It's a lucky day for that. It is! Considering how many potions there are, 2 people getting the same one is quite low. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Let me look at the file. Let me look at the file, game. To be continued. We will be continuing, in fact. Yes. Um... Okay, court's back in session. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Yo, I love Marshall's theme. It's so good. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man. Same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. Seemingly drinking in court, what a bad point. Alcoholism. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind. I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Oh, Phoenix, good one. I love this game. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is that correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. You were drinking at a bar? I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? It's not being very helpful. He's trying to not be very helpful. He's not good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Very eye on that bone orchard. Okay, evidence room. See, I was supposed to make Rounds 3 times a day, but he didn't do that. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems. Street side saloon. So you weren't there. So you weren't there? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. I'm sorry? Not even angel steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. How do I read that in a cowboy accent? Not even angel steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. Oh. Okay, but it's clam and squid ink. Interesting. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. I'm what? Huh? He's eating pasta at a bar at work during work hours. At apparently 5:15 p.m. He's eating pasta at a bar at 5:15 p.m. chat. What do you mean not all desperados eat tacos, partner? What does that mean? What does that mean? Are they supposed to? That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" Huh. Just... What does that mean? Out of ammo? Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. Mary I... You were at Street Side Saloon. I guess saloon could mean restaurant and not bar, but still, why were you there at 5:15 p.m.? Hold on, I have your fingerprints. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? Oh. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet, you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is. Make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with his head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Did we say it was a locker? Did we say it was a locker? The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Mayor, welcome, welcome. Got a potion of definitely not vodka. Cool. I don't think we said it's on a locker. Exactly. Exactly, chat. Completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How would you know that? See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid. Does it though? Does it though? Definitely not vodka. Put that down, Mayor. What do you have there, Mayor? What do you mean, definitely not vodka? Although there's room for doubt. Genuinely no clue if fingerprints work like that. I don't know. My life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Yeah, we didn't say locker and we didn't say wearing gloves. But we are going to get hit by an ad, so I will take a break. Phoenix, you will just have to wait for a moment while we take a break. It's time to hydrate, chat. Please hydrate. Actually, I'm gonna take a short break too, so we will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for waiting, chat. I hope you had a chance to freshen up, maybe get a drink, maybe stretch. Let's continue, shall we? Now's my chance to prove it. Let's prove it. Hmm. Your fingerprints to be in the evidence room. Okay. That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. How would you know this? We did not disclose this information. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know that's the locker we found the prints on? Because I don't think we presented the full thing. I see. Oh? Is my stream still up? Okay, it is. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time, without ever knowing it. What? How do we know? How do you know that? How do you know that? We didn't give you that information, did we? Hmm. By chance, huh? What do you mean? How would you know? How would you know this? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean... No way, we only verbally said your bloodstained fingerprints were found. No photos, no exact location. Exactly! The murderer was wearing gloves. Happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Called it. You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? Oh, where did my thing go? Okay, cool. Where did my game just... Okay, cool. Thank you, OBS. Game just... If so, that video is the only... But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera is panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Oh no. Show us the incriminating... Wait. Okay, so look, this is closed currently. And then, let's walk faster. Okay, that's still not there. Okay. And then Meeksy comes in. Meekins. Okay, yep. Uh-huh. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. You have become okay now, right? The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. This one. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Yes. Can you rewind faster, Phoenix? Please. It wasn't there. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, The white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the scene of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. Would seem only hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Fingerprint lock. This guy is not good at technology. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. It has to be the locker, right? Do we have the locker? Evidence locker. Assigned to detectives, Prince can unlock it. Yes. Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The locker can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the forest that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? We got him, chat. We got him. What is he biting? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. How did he get such an important job? You will find out that every character in this universe has somehow stumbled into an important job. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was this witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. God, I wish that were me, blissfully unemployed, underqualified, and quirky. No, but then you'd end up in court like this, Kuva. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? I think we know where he was, chat. He was the killer. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. It's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Excuse me? What? Your chamber's empty, partner. What? Better reload. Now they're ganging up on me. What? Marshall was the killer. Marshall was the... Oh. Wait. Meekins was the killer. Oh. I messed up, chat. My bad. Perhaps you should think a little more about where Officer Marshall was. Officer Meekins should have seen it. Yeah. It's the victim spot. It's the victim spot. Yes, I know. It's the victim spot. It's the victim spot. I keep thinking Officer Marshall is the killer because he's doing the crimes. Officer Marshall is standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't hear me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, Do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Do I? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. Is Edgeworth helping us? The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There is no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. But yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Rare Edgeworth W? Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? It's the white trench coat, chat! Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video's my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker and put away the white cloth. Please show us why he opened his locker. Yes. Okay, you're there. And then you open locker. Okay, cool. He gets blood on the trench coat. I know it, chat. Is that it? Is that it? Would that be it? Is that enough? Blanket. Okay, there it is. For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat? You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Oh, we're getting hit. Oh, we got ads. Sorry, chat. I didn't notice. Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now. Now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. Yo, we get a confession? I had to do it that day. Couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. Planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Huh. I don't know, chat. Do we need to cross-examine him? Let's get as much information as we can out of him. When you say it, you mean your peanuts? I'm sorry. Brain rot. Maybe he's still not telling the full truth. I think it's a conspiracy. I think it's a conspiracy between Marshall, Angel Star, and the Chief of Police, because all of them were involved somehow. Do you even have to ask, partner? SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. Why? Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. That's not returning it. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So, essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could just because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. Wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. Knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins is certainly a one-in-a-million type person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing at the time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, wasn't any... That's an oddly specific sentence. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So, you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Yo? Were they not working together? Was this not a huge conspiracy? He acted on his own? Maybe he is telling as much truth as he knows. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID? Injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? Why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. You were the judge for that too? It involved serial murders, didn't it? Oh, he wasn't a judge, he just remembers it. I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's why I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. Huh? Huh? What is his... Hold on, chat. I need to read Joe Dark files. Incident number SL9 closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime serial murderer. Sentence death. Victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall! It's his brother, father, family member. Trial data. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witness Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators. Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Damon Gant? Damon Gaunt? His name doesn't strike me as a put, but you know. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Okay, yes. I know. Gotcha. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take a look at all the files. I just did. You know why? I do know why. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Oh, this goes deep. Yeah, that's why I love this game so much. Everything goes so deep. I enjoy. All the lore goes deep. The connections, so tasty. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah. I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. That's his hair? I thought that was like a hood. That's his hair? And both of them are cowboys. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. Case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, the mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Shut up, Edgeworth. Shut up, Edgeworth. Shut. It's not Lana Sky. It's not Lana Sky. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder at the police department. Oh, why did we help Edgeworth? It's so rewarding to pay attention to detail and names. Yes, it is. And sometimes the names are puns too. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for this verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant Hold it. Emma! Hold it! Yeah, Your Honor, wait! Emma! The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. Edgeworth is such a tsundere. Look at him. Tsundere alert. He has a soft spot because Emma is Lana's sister. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. He's never this charitable, especially not to us. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured out that if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Emma. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. I'm just an attorney. But, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, what do you mean? What do you mean now then, Mr. Wright? Huh? With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. I have hiccups. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. We're gonna take a break. The ads are gonna come soon. Gonna take a break, and I need to deal with my hiccups. think I've cured my hiccups. Did I manage to stop it? Perhaps. Well, either way, we're waiting for the ads to end, so I'm gonna stretch. Did the mic pick that up? My elbow cracked because I like extended my arms. Very interesting. The ads have ended. We will continue, chat. I've managed to cure my hiccups on stream. Very cool. I may have heard that cracking. Yep. My joints are very crackly. They're very loud. So sometimes I like crack my neck and it scares people because it's very loud. That quickly, how? 7 sips of water and try to force yourself to hiccup. It's both a psychology thing and a biological thing that I found this hack. Like, you need to quickly drink 7 sips of water and then try to force yourself to hiccup. And then you suddenly don't have the hiccups anymore. It doesn't work all the time, but I'd say like 95% of the time is good enough for me. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I ever need to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I object. There is a problem. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes. This is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all of this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. Question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? I think we know, chat. I think we know. There's a handprint! There's a handprint on there. The annoying mascot. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So, watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh, he big. Well, what? That's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put them there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. What does that do, Emma? Emma! On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So, that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in? Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. I did not see that coming. But how? One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. That is true. It's dancing there. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? Is it the thing, the record? Check this. 420. Blaze it. 7777777. Right? It has to be. It has to be. To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof. Yo, Tetris9, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? It has to be, right, chat? I don't want to lose this. It has to be. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record! Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out. It couldn't have been me. Nope. I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the room. Let's look at that chart again. There's only one other card remaining. 777 7777. Talk about a lucky number. I mean, I guess. It's 7 sevens. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That is true. That is true. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 777 7777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777 77777. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm... Z-Thinker, hello Z! 777 7777, yeah. So true, actually. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 777 7777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. I knew it, chat! Heyo, how's it going? Enjoying Ace Attorney? It's going good. I'm really enjoying it. I am unfurling this mystery. I'm unraveling it. I know it's the police chief. I can feel it in my bones. Someone who is a so-called Executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. Oh, this is Marshall. No, not a you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Oh. Z, thank you for the hydrate. I will hydrate. I'm not shrimping, I swear. Oh, yep, thank you for the care package. Yes, thank you. I'm hydrated. I'm not shrimping. I'm sitting up. I have a good chair. It's an office chair. It's a little creaky, which is what you hear on stream. But it's a good, reliable office chair that is good for my posture. I will stretch. Thank you. Thank you for the care package, Z. I needed that. Not gonna lie. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant? Just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye, and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, You didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But, Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. Oh no. Oh no. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! 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 Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. I think this is a great place to stop. I think this is a great place to stop here, chat. That was so good. That was so good. Holy shit, it's right. She admitted to falsifying, to forging evidence. Yo, that's an actually insane trial. You're right, Kuva. That's okay. Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. But yes, I think we will stop here. It's a little late for me, and I don't trust my ability to fully think through a complex trial. So we are going to have our raid messages. Everyone get ready. The first one is for followers, the second one is for subscribers. Let's find someone to raid. Who is live? Who is live?